Welcome back to Timeless Talks Now, the channel where we bring history's most influential figures into today's world to discuss the challenges of the present. I'm Ethan Crosswell, and today we have the honor of speaking with a true icon of American history, Benjamin Franklin. A polymath, founding father, inventor, and diplomat, Franklin's influence can still be felt in the modern world. He was a man who believed in the power of free thought, the importance of communication, and the unyielding pursuit of truth. Mr. Franklin, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. We're eager to hear your thoughts on the issues facing today's society, especially regarding the power of technology and the freedom of expression.
Thank you, Ethan. It's fascinating to find myself in this age, surrounded by devices and technologies I could scarcely have imagined. Yet, the core values I held in my day, liberty, knowledge, and a free press, remain as vital today as they were in the 18th century. The advancement of technology is remarkable, but so is the challenge of maintaining the freedoms that allow for true progress. I look forward to discussing these issues as the fundamental questions of liberty and expression persist through the ages.
One of the most pressing topics today is the ongoing debate around platforms like TikTok and the role they play in our lives. Recently, TikTok faced potential bans in the US, and some are concerned about privacy issues, while others argue it's an issue of freedom of expression. As someone who lived through the birth of free speech in America, how would you view this digital age of social media? What would your stance be on the relationship between government control and free platforms?
Ethan, this is indeed a perplexing situation. In my time, the printing press was the revolutionary tool that allowed ideas to spread quickly, faster than any ruler could control. With it, people could voice their opinions, challenge authority, and spark change. But with great power comes great responsibility. If a platform such as TikTok, or any other for that matter, serves to advance knowledge and foster communication, it should remain free from undue control. However, like the press of my time, it must be used with care, for misinformation can spread just as rapidly as truth. Governments, while necessary to protect the public, must not infringe upon the rights of individuals to express themselves freely. The key is balance, freedom without chaos, control without oppression.
Before we dive deeper into these questions, let's talk about some lesser-known aspects of your life, Mr. Franklin. Did you know that Franklin was one of the first to suggest the idea of daylight saving time? As an inventor, he saw the benefit of saving energy by adjusting our clocks. What do you think of this modern practice, especially considering the digital world we live in now?
Daylight saving. I remember penning my suggestion as a lighthearted satire. However, the principle remains sound. Using daylight efficiently is crucial, especially in a world that is now powered by so many artificial means. In this age of screens and constant connectivity, I imagine my concerns would be centered around ensuring that our time is used wisely. Efficiency should be a tool to enhance life, not to exhaust it. We must strike a balance between progress and rest.
Here's another interesting tidbit. Franklin, a lover of science and experimentation, is often credited with discovering the principle of the Gulf Stream. He recognized the ocean current's influence on ship travel, which is still a critical part of navigation today. In your opinion, how has our understanding of nature and science evolved since your time?
Indeed, the Gulf Stream was an intriguing discovery, one that showed the interconnectedness of the world, much like the digital networks of today. The principle of exploration remains unchanged. Whether in the ocean or in cyberspace, we seek to understand and navigate the forces around us. Our tools for discovery have improved, but the spirit of inquiry remains the same. I see the scientific advancements of your time as the next step in humanity's long journey of uncovering nature's truths, just as my generation sought to understand the natural world.
Many people don't know that Benjamin Franklin was also instrumental in the creation of the first American fire department. You were not only an inventor, but also someone deeply concerned with the well-being of the public. How do you think modern societies should balance innovation with social responsibility, particularly in the age of digital communication?
A society that advances without regard for the well-being of its citizens is a society doomed to fail. In my time, I sought to prevent destruction, whether from fire or ignorance. Today, the challenge is not merely physical but digital, where information and communication can spread like wildfire. Innovations must always consider their impact on people, ensuring that they are not only efficient but also ethical. Technology should protect and serve the public good, just as the fire department served to protect lives in my day.
Moving on to something more personal, did you know Benjamin Franklin was also an early advocate for the abolition of slavery? In your writings, you were one of the few prominent figures of your time to call for the freedom of enslaved people. How does the idea of equality and human rights fit into the modern conversation, especially when we look at issues like internet access or freedom of speech?
I've always believed that the true test of a society is how it treats those who cannot speak for themselves. In my time, it was the enslaved. Today, it is the marginalized, whether they are silenced by lack of access or restricted by oppressive laws. Freedom of speech and equality go hand in hand. In this digital age, those without access to the internet or information are as oppressed as those without a voice in the political system. The fight for freedom must always extend to those who are excluded from the conversation.
And finally, a lighter curiosity. Did you know Benjamin Franklin invented the first bifocal glasses? You were not only concerned with societal progress, but also with improving everyday life. In this modern world, how do you think we can use innovation to make life better for everyone?
Innovation, for me, was always about making life simpler and more efficient. Bifocals, for example, help me see clearly at both near and far distances without having to switch between two pairs of glasses. Similarly, today's innovations should focus on easing life's burdens, whether through healthcare, education, or technology, by removing unnecessary barriers. It is not enough to invent for the sake of invention. One must always ask, does this make life better for people? If the answer is yes, then you've created something worthy of lasting impact.
Thank you, Mr. Franklin. Your insights into freedom, innovation, and responsibility continue to resonate today. From the earliest days of the American Republic to the current digital age, your wisdom remains as relevant as ever. To our audience, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this discussion, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let us know in the comments who you'd like us to bring on next in Timeless Talks Now. Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring.